Hello my friends and welcome to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Wishblossom Ranch is finally here. I've been playing it for over 5 hours today, going through DLC, and let me just tell you, this DLC is incredible. So in this video, I just wanted to touch one little small topic of horses, how they work, what is the fastest way to level them up, and which abilities should you choose first. And basically, all the most important things you need to know about horses. Subscribe for more Wishblossom Ranch content. Let's get right into it. You get your first horse as soon as you enter Wishblossom Ranch. Literally within 5 minutes of visiting DLC, you're gonna get your first horse. And the horse that I've created, I named Starlight because it has some stars on it. I think it fits the Mr. Star and Sky channel. But as you progress, you're going to unlock much more horses and mounts, including Sven. Sven is absolutely incredible. If you bought deluxe version of the game, you're going to have to progress a little bit through the story. You will get the quest to unlock Sven in the middle of the first act of the story. As you progress through the story, you're going to unlock first Maximus, then Khan, and then finally Pegasus. I didn't get that far in the story yet, but as you unlock the horses, you're going to find that you're going to need to level those horses up in order to progress to the next areas. And it gets harder and harder with every horse. You're going to need to get Maximus to level 3 to progress, and then get Khan to level 4 to progress. And there's actually a very nice way to level them up pretty fast. Now, of course, the best way is to just run around the area. If you have a mining horse, you just break the rocks. That's actually the ability I recommend getting as your first ability when you choose the ability for the horse. Your options are mining, watering, harvesting, digging, or removing night thorns. And I highly recommend going for mining because, first of all, you're gonna run around, you're gonna be finding these rocks, and you can just break them without dismounting. You'll be able to get all of the resources you need from the rocks. The night thorns doesn't seem to be very useful when you're just exploring DLC at the very beginning, because there is no night thorns in Wishblossom Ranch. And unless you're planning to run around your regular valley a lot and removing all night thorns, once you remove them, they're gone. It's not a renewable source of XP, and it barely gives any experience. So there's literally no point to get removing night thorns. I would save that one for the last ability to unlock. After mining, I would go either for digging or watering or harvesting. Those don't really matter because you are not going to be doing much of any of those things unless you are literally doing it for a quest, or you want to level them up through doing that activity. But honestly, it doesn't just give much experience at all. For example, I have this horse that has digging, and I can make it dig. You also can brush horses if you approach them. You can only do it once a day to get the XP buff, and also you're gonna get a sparkle buff that lasts about 20 minutes. As you press right, you can see it's called... Wait, you can get this buff not once per horse, it's once per day for any horse. So once you've activated it, you get much better abilities. So you're gonna dig more holes, you're gonna water more plants, you're gonna basically increase the power of every single of your abilities, but it only lasts 20 minutes and only can be activated once a day, which is honestly extremely disappointing. Without that sparkle boost that you get from brushing your horse for the first time, you are not going to actually get that much out of your horse. In my opinion, the only thing that is kind of good is mining. Everything else feels slower on a horse than doing it by hand. For example, digging holes. If you don't have a sparkle boost, you will only be able to dig one hole at a time. You can do it by just holding the square on your controller or whatever button you usually use to use the tool. So as you see, it does every hole, only one hole at a time if you don't have the sparkle boost. But also, the worst part about it, you cannot just dig a straight line. You have to position your horse to be able to... and you don't even see where it's aiming, so you only see it when it's already rearing its head. So if you want to do a hole in the next spot, you need to be very precise with your movements. In my opinion, digging is not feasible. It's fine if you just need to dig out something really quick when you're on a horse, you're doing a quest, but if you're planning to dig for resources for extended period of time, unless you have the sparkles, it literally doesn't make sense. I would say the same for harvesting. My Sven can harvest, and as you can see, it only harvests 3 at a time, and you have to manually aim it. And if you encounter golden pumpkin, he's gonna get confused. He's gonna get very confused. You can do 3 at a time, but it's not bad. I would say it's probably about the same time as with companion, but it still does not compare to just holding a button and letting your characters harvest. Overall, it's not bad, though I'm not sure why it's harvesting 1. It counts all 3, but it shows only 1 on the screen. So harvesting is not terrible, but I don't see huge improvement unless you have a sparkle buff. Here's how watering works. If you just walk over the crops, watering is not bad actually, and it actually gives pretty good experience. So I do wonder if watering crops might be a decent alternative for leveling them, but the problem is it's gonna take also a huge amount of time to harvest it and plant it. So running and jumping still over obstacles is still a better way to level up. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed how a lot of things are not actually easier to do on a horse unless you have the buff that only lasts 20 minutes per day. I feel like they should allow us to get this buff at least every hour. It should reset every hour. Then it would be more useful, because the sparkle buff from brushing is the only thing that makes sense to use these abilities on horses. But the best way to actually level up horses is going to be through running and jumping over obstacles. I've seen a lot of people building obstacle courses. You can do something like this, but during the stream, I discovered a much more efficient way to level up your critters to the point where it's literally standing in one point. So what you need to do is make a little box like this at the very edge of floating island or any biome. So it's like all the way to the wall. You build a little enclosure and then put some big items on the sides so your mount doesn't jump over by accident. And then all you need to do is to hold your gallop button and a direction button, and it's literally just gonna keep running into the wall, keep trying to jump, but the jump is gonna fail because there's nowhere it can jump. And you're literally holding 2 buttons while your experience going up. You don't have to worry about direction, you don't have to worry about going back and forth through obstacle courses. And since your jump gets cancelled at midpoint, this is the fastest way I have found you can possibly grind experience on your mount. It takes about 10 minutes, which is literally nothing, to get a level on a mount. I don't know if the levels get harder to get later on, but literally holding your buttons for 10 minutes, I counted, it got my con from level 2 to level 3. It might get a little bit more for higher levels, but still, it's much faster than anything you can do. Now, would I recommend this? If you are not in... I would only recommend this if you want to progress with the story of Wishblossom Ranch, and you want to get your con to level 4, and you want to get your Maximus to level 3. But past that point, this does not make any sense. You don't need to rush leveling your horses. I understand the gatekeeping the story part, but after you completed the story, getting them to level 10, in my opinion, is going to happen naturally. This is only for people who don't want to be time-gated from progressing in the main story. But this is going to allow you to very easily get the levels on your mounts the fastest way humanly possible. And yeah, you'll be able to finish the story. I'm gonna level up my con to level 4 this way, so I can complete Wishblossom Ranch tomorrow, hopefully. And after that, I'll just let my mounts to naturally trickle, very slowly level up to level 10. If you have the means, you could even tape the buttons. You literally need to put a piece of duct tape on top of your L trigger and a piece of duct tape to keep your direction forward. And you could leave it for hours and literally get your mount to level 10. You just need to come and select the next ability every once in a while when it levels up. But once again, if you want to, if you absolutely don't have to do this. Now, what are the benefits of leveling up mounts? If you go to collection, you'll see that every mount has certain rewards. For example, for your main horse, you can move bigger things at level 2. At level 3, you unlock an ability. You get to choose. So there is 5 abilities and 5 slots for abilities. So you are going to unlock every single one of them. It's just a matter of the order in which you want to unlock them. So don't worry, you're going to get all of them. You just pick the order. You're going to get a few cosmetic options like hairs and tail. You can literally click on every one of them and see. I did not get the Pegasus yet, so I don't know the rewards for that one. But this one, you will have an ability to break better obstacles at level 4. Wait, actually, I do have a water ring. I could actually test this, but it's raining right now. I'll test it in the end of the video. If it stops raining, then you get a nice hat, and then some weird 2 gems. I don't know what those gems do. I guess we're gonna figure it out once I get there. Maximus also gets 2 gems. I'm very curious to see what those do. And a different hat, and no idea what Pegasus does yet. But there's also Sven, who gets a couple cool items to customize Sven himself. I'm guessing, or maybe not. The level 10 reward is the skin for Sven. So he comes with 2 skins. You'll be able to change his look, but usually only the Dreamlight Valley mount, the Wishblossom horse, is the one that you can customize and equip all of the gear and stuff. I was pleasantly surprised how many customization options are for each horse. If you're riding a horse, make sure that you're riding the default one. And if you go into your inventory, you're going to click on mounts and customize, and you can literally change absolutely everything. You can apply saddle, you can apply, change the colors, the mane, the tail, even the gallop effects. Everything is here, and it's incredible. I really like the look of my horse, though, so I'm just going to keep it the way it is. A few basic things. In order to gallop on your horse, you have to hold L1 while you're running. Basically the same way you would glide around your valley. You do it with a horse. One biggest benefit of horses is not ability to do things while you're on them, is to be able to move extremely fast, much faster than you would move with gliding. But the best part is that you don't use any energy. Your golden bar stays up, nothing gets deducted, so you're moving fast without spending any resources. The other ways to get experience is, of course, to brush your pet, to feed it, which when you click on feed, make sure to try to feed its favorite foods. Each horse is going to have 3 favorite foods of the day. It's going to give it some extra experience. But once again, feeding them one food is equal about 2 minutes of just jumping over obstacles. So it only can be done once a day, but it still gives a nice boost. You can also pet them. Make sure to do this every day. And just by riding it, you literally get XP points every once in a while when you just riding your horse. So you're gonna get them to level 10 eventually, no matter what you do on your horse. Another cool thing about horses is the photo mode poses. You can, if you go into your camera mode while standing near the horse, there is a new tab here. You can click on the horse and you can see all of the poses. So first of all, Sven comes with 2 very unique poses. It is kind of weird that the other horse doesn't go away. So you probably want to be equipping, using the pose of the horse that you have equipped. Sven comes with 2 cool poses. Then we have poses for other horses, which are basically the same. These horses have a unique pose, but the default horse only has 1 pose. Khan comes with 3 poses. This one, which is adorable, and this one. So that's pretty nice. And you can actually hide your avatar and have some cool horse-related dream snap, but you cannot hide the horse at the moment. None of the sliders that hide companions or critters actually hide the horses. Hopefully they're gonna add a slider for it, because there's a couple really cool poses with horses where having or at least hide the horses that are not currently equipped, because something like this will happen, and it's a little bit annoying. But anyway, these new horse poses are really cool. Riding a horse around the valley feels surprisingly natural. It jumps over a lot of things. It actually feels easier than than gliding, because if you glide into something, you're just gonna stop. For the horse, it's most likely just gonna jump over it. And if you just run around, you're actually gonna make it jump quite a lot. For some reason, when you ride on carpets, it just keeps jumping all the time. It's kind of crazy. Wait, really? Is that how this works? Look! It thinks the carpets are obstacles. Okay, so I did a little testing. Not all the carpets are considered obstacles, but Touch of Magic carpets are. So if you don't like an idea of just running into the corner, the trick that I showed you before, you can just cover your entire floating island with Touch of Magic carpets and just run around, gallop, and your horse is going to automatically jump. None of this is considered obstacle. Oh, this is considered an obstacle. Interesting. So these rocks considered an obstacle. It jumps over it, but not this. None of this is obstacle, apparently. None of this is obstacle. Yeah, so the two that I found is this rock and the Touch of Magic rugs, but there's probably more items that are flat that your horse is going to jump over, but honestly, it's so much easier to just doing it in the corner. You can also just place this this item in a corner, and then you can just literally ride yourself in the corner. Actually, it doesn't work this way. You actually have to ride over it. This is kind of funny how Touch of Magic rugs are considered obstacles. But yeah, the easiest trick is to just put fences like I showed earlier, and 10 minutes per level on average. That's from my testing. Not too bad at all. Alright guys, this is all I got for you for this video. There's much more content that's going to be coming for the storybook, for Wishblossom Ranch. Join us for the stream tomorrow. We're going to finish the DLC, hopefully. And there's going to be content when I'm going to try to craft every single new item. Tomorrow we're going to talk about just general DLC experience. Was it worth it? Is it worth buying? Everything that comes with it. We're going to talk about the new... What else is new? The premium shop stuff. The leaks probably going to be coming tomorrow. Lots of content is coming, so subscribe not to miss it. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everyone who was on our 5-hour stream. Tomorrow's stream, hopefully, is going to be not that long. I think I'm kind of past the half of the story, but still 5 hours for half the story. That's a lot of content in the DLC. So it was a very fun experience. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later, and take care.
Oh, nice day we're having, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. Woohoo!
Amazing. Gotta tell you, it is really beautiful here. Hey, nice to see you.
Oh, hello.
Are you seeing this?